Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were here at the Chamber of the Crossroads, the famous area where the Fellowship camped overnight and Pippin dropped the stone down the well, waking up all the orcs in Moria and alerting them to that somebody else was around. Never quite understood that. You know, we've talked before about the fact that, what was it, when we first reached the Prancing Pony, we talked about the fact that everybody has taken as a given that it was the Nazgul who broke into the pony and tried to kill the hobbits, stabbed the hobbits, or the pillows in the bed that they thought were hobbits. But you know, that doesn't really make sense. It seemed like it would have been more one of their human counterparts that did it. Number one, the inhabitants of the Prancing Pony didn't seem to have been covered in dread, like would probably have happened if the Nazgul would have been around. We talked about this at the time. And, you know, number two being the fact that when they were standing on Weathertop, Frodo had asked Aragorn, said, can they see us? And they said, well, they can't see us in the normal range, but they can sense us. They can sense and feel the living around them. And they would have had no reason to be stabbing pillows because they would have not sensed that any of those pillows were living creatures. Those would have fooled mortals, not the Nazgul. So we already talked about that weirdness. The other weirdness would be, you know, we're here in Moria where stuff has to crumble and collapse and everything else all the time. So is it really Pippin's stone dropped down a well that splashed that caused you know, all that hammering of the drums and the orcs to go on alert and that sort of thing? I mean, this place has to have rocks falling all the time. So I've never quite understood that part either. But little niddling bits there. We had just picked up Book 2, Chapter 1, which was New Residents. And he had asked us, Bosie had asked us to go out into the Great Delving, off to the south and to the west there, and see if we can defeat some of the Grebig, some of the big insects who have moved into the area. And that is what we are going to do now. Head on out here. And I know a good place to hunt them is back along that stretch of ground. Oop, turned one too soon. Back along that stretch of paved road that heads back over to the dolven-view, along that area. There may also be some, I was going to say, there may also be some along here. Although these feel kind of like cheating because these things, you know, basically will not attack you. Until you attack them. They're just busy gathering goo, getting stuff for their little queen. So it seems like almost picking on the little peons and also rans here. If they were sentient creatures, if they were humanoids, I would feel guilty about it. I'd feel kind of like I did with, remember when we were fighting over in the ring forges of Eregion. And I didn't want to attack the gray folk or the pale folk slaves that they had there, because they weren't attacking you. They were just basically the bad guys' slaves, and they were being used to move rock and rubble out of the way. They had a job to do. They were working guys. They were putting in their 9 to 5, and then they were going to go crawl back to their holes and have a beer. Kind of what these guys are, but they're also just insects. So it's kind of like feeling sorry for a fly or sorry for a gnat when you swat it. It's like, no, it doesn't really have a brain. So it's just doing what it does by instinct, but that doesn't mean we can't take it out anyway. Now see, when I ran over here, I've been doing the fall festival stuff, of course. So I ran back over here from the fall festival just now. As you see, yeah, we've also deemed up to level 59 while we were doing those festivals. Like I said, that's the only you know, part about the festivals and all that I have a little bit of a time with the fact that the experience for doing them is so freaking easy. You know, it's basically free experience, like it's hard to get free experience in this game to start with. You know, leveling is not by any means difficult, so you sit and you go, you know, do I really need to add on 2 more levels for nothing? Excuse me a second. I do apologize. I've got a cold, fighting off a cold here, so I'm sneezing and coughing all the time. You may notice I'm trying to avoid it, but I do have a cough drop in my throat right at the moment, in my mouth right at the moment, trying to keep from coughing all the time. And I'm also pretty doped up on NyQuil right at the moment. So there you go. I also found out playing the game doped up on NyQuil is not always a good thing. I was noticing that I was grinding on 2 of my characters to get the horses. Get enough festival tokens to get the horses. And when I did, I bought one of them. It's like, this is taking forever. So this afternoon when I was home and grinding, I bought one. And I bought the comparison of the Anorian Sun, I believe it was called. It's the one for the latest. And I hadn't gotten the previous one, so I bought the previous one too after, you know, several days of grinding here now. And when I did, I finally got it, finally bought both the comparisons. I think it was the comparison of the spooky bat, maybe was the other one. So I got those. I pulled them up. I looked at them. Hit inventory so I could go in and to apply them. And there was already a comparison of the spooky bat and 2 comparisons of the Anorian Sun or Anorian Autumn already in my inventory. I had been buying them over the last couple days, but not actually opening them up and applying them. I've been so out of it with the cold medicine and everything that I would just start up again. I'd look at that instead of opening my inventory and remembering I had them there. I would just go over to the vendor, look at the vendor, and since if you haven't applied it yet, it doesn't count it as having it as you haven't owned it. So I would go over to the vendor, I would look at the vendor and go, hey, I still need to get these 2 comparisons. Without realizing they were in my inventory, I just hadn't used them yet. So I ground about 3 comparisons worth. Not that, about 150, 200 coins, 200 fall tokens that I didn't need to grind. Alright, we made it back here to the little area along the North Passage there where you see the campfire. And this is a good place to go hunting as well. I knew there'd be some grebbing along there. That was when I was first talking. I was talking about I had been at the Fall Festival and I rode over there to start this up. And you saw those Moria soldiers. Those Moria soldiers were grebbings when I rode over there. And you see in the time that it took us to get this episode started and ride back, they had despawned and respawned as Moria soldiers. So that shows you some of the things, how you find out some of the things that are on the same spawn table. Okay, we're going to take this gatherer out. We're moving north along this little passage here. And we're fixing to move into an area where I won't feel quite so guilty about killing the bugs. Because we're going to be in a good deal bigger bugs. We're going to be fighting spitters. And who knows, we might even fighting the queen. We'll be fighting gatherers, spitters. And there's a spitter up there. Awful, horrible looking critter. Alright, let's see if we can get this couple of gatherers. I won't pull them away from that spitter because I want to fight them fight them together and then fight the spitter, you know. Oh, hope everyone's been having a good one. Hope y'all have had a good few days. Like I said, I have been back at work. It has been quite fun to be working with a cold and all. Fun for my patients as well. I have to keep fastidiously do hand washing and everything. You know, we already do that anyway, just to prevent spread of infection, but I feel I have to do it twice as much whenever I've got a cold myself. So, right at the moment, my hands are also chapped and numb from all the washing I did of them. You notice against those two gatherers, that was an actual appropriate use of the area effect there. Yay! Now let's fight the spitter here. I'm wanting to say that they, like, spit acid or... I always thought they did something. They had some kind of effect where they, like, spit acid on you or something. Maybe not. What do we have up this way? Another spitter? I haven't been up those stairs in years, so I'm not really sure what's up there. I know if we continue to the north, we would find an area that had a bunch of these critters in it. There we go. There was that green acid spray. I knew they need to earn their name somehow there. I said, as you see, we're just at the very north of that passage. Up there where that flag is. What is the name of that flag? The Palace of Nain. So we're still considered in the Palace of Nain area. Maybe this is the basement of the Palace of Nain, perhaps. It must be up underneath it. There's another spitter. Let's take him on. Didn't mean to use the area, but that's okay. No harm, no foul. But yeah, I hope everyone's been having a good time. There we go, defeated Grebig in the Great Delving. I'm going to turn on Sneak for just a moment, walk on up here. See exactly where we are. You see all these glowing purple, like, egg sac thingies and all. Can we get through there? Nope, that is not a door you can open right at the moment. Let's come out this way and see exactly where we are. Huh. Alrighty, we're just above the Moria Soldier. Ordinarily, before this collapsed, apparently, that's where the steps came down. I don't know if I've ever been out on this porch of the Palace of Nain before. Let's see if we're gonna... No, we're not... Oh, shit. You have been incapacitated. Do you want to retreat? Yeah, let's retreat now. Oh, my God. Alrighty, so, yeah, like I said, you will be careful about falling into these holes here. These chasms are chasms, and you will die. Wow. At least we didn't damage anything, you know, what do they call it? Dying from environmental damage, like falls like that. You do not actually damage your armor any. Oh, now I know why I've never been out that way. It's because you can't. You come out that side and you can't see the chasm. You can't see that when you jump there that there's nothing for you to land on. But yeah, apparently the chasm stretches all the way across there, doesn't it? Alrighty, incapacitated by misadventure. Oop, there we go. I like that glowing cloak you got there, man. At least on the other side, nice and bright. Talk to Bozy. Let him know about the bugs. You have done well, friend. Good work. You are ever a friend in need, and I am at your service. You continue to impress me with your inexhaustible fervor toward our cause.
Records and histories of Moria will aid us, if you can find them.
Okay. We have got to go reforge our burglar's tools. It has reached level 20. That is fine because there's actually a forge master and a relic master right up there at the top of that little steps on the other side of the room. So we're not going to have to travel all the way back over to the dolven-view. Chapter 2, Storehouses of the Western Halls. The Grebig were a dreadful hazard, and despite your efforts, they will undoubtedly return in time, but we cannot spend overlong dealing with this minor threat. To wholly wipe them out would involve resources beyond that I can provide. We must turn now to other matters and defend ourselves from the returning Grebig whenever we must. What I truly desire above all else is a chance to look at records and histories from the old days. Who knows what secrets lie untold beneath the dusty pages, tablets, and tomes to be found throughout the caverns of Moria. There must be storehouses located within the great delving of Moria, and they are thus named the Chamber of Knowledge, the Chamber of Wisdom, and the Chamber of Deep Thought. Find these storehouses within the great delving and search them all for records of the old days. Return to me when you have found something from each area. So we've got 3 chambers to find: wisdom, knowledge, and deep thought. Now, one of them I think we already know about. I've seen it on a previous journey when I was on here with my minstrel.
It is hoped that Balin's company discovered Mithril.
Let me run through this right quick. Yeah, we will loot all. Let's go to sell. Let's sell the filth. Let's sell the broken longbow. Yes, all these can be used for, those can be used at the task board for the various tasks to get faction. But, the engravings are going to be faction. The dwarf carvings are going to be faction. Plus, I've got about 100 billion of these stored up on my dwarf on Glenoran. So he'll be mailing out a care package real soon here. And this, of course, I'm saving with all my other runes until I get level 60. And can use my... actually, I could start using the dagger now, couldn't I? Might have to slot that, but until I can use the dagger and the burglar's tools, I'm going to drop all them on those 2 and level them up real quick. In the meantime, let's go ahead and right-click on these and get our rep. Alright, there we are. Move this down as well. Okay, I'm going to go over there, reforge, and then we are going to go out and start looking for those chambers. We'll see you in just a few. Alright, we have reforged Stabby and applied the legacy points to it again, and we've only got 1 more level and we'll have DPS totally maxed out there. So we are going to mount up and head on out of here and see. These guys, by the way, they have small fellowship quests. Each one of them's got 3 small fellowship quests. And this guy over here has got some quests involving a nearby orc stronghold, which I think one of them is a small fellowship quest as well. So we're going to hold off on those for the moment. Said we're going to try. Keep forgetting, I always take those stairs. After all these years, I always still take those stairs up to that platform. We're going to head back into the Great Delving, over around the area of the Dolven-view. And the first place we're going to go is to go back toward Durin's Threshold. I think that is where the Chamber of Deep Thought is. If I remember right, the dwarf that stands there, Tubby Thickfist, I believe has a quest that sends you in search of the Chamber of Deep Thought. We'll easily outrun all these soldiers. They'll give up here after a few. We'll see his yellow dot disappear and he'll stop chasing us there. Okay, we're going to turn right here. Follow back toward Durin's Threshold, actually, rather than straight on up toward the dolven-view. Let's go back toward the entrance. Y'all remember Tubby Thickfist standing over there. And we will talk to you when we get back to him. Assuming we don't fall down any more chasms. We are coming back. We've traveled all the little winding passages there. Right there's Tubby. Tubby Thickfist. And I think right here is the Chamber of Deep Thought. Let me pull up where we are. Yeah, you'll see we're right over here now, right on the edge of the threshold. And I believe right here is the Chamber of Deep Thought. He has a quest that sends you out into this area. There we go. There's the Chamber of Deep Thought. So let's look around and see if we see anything. There's an old strongbox. Take a look inside it, shall we? You find a weathered tome within the strongbox. Some of its text can still be deciphered. Awesome. Okay. Is that the old text? Oh, a musty tome. A letter. Storehouses of the Western Halls. 4 bushels of grain purchased with tokens of iron. Blades made for the use of Hrothi the Insulted, paid for with gold. 1 blade given to Hrulgar II for his use in dual gratitude. Mail shirt accepted for repair, waiting for new links from Bagair. Okay. I suppose let's pull up the quest and take a look at it. I was wondering if it was there too. I didn't know we were going to find actual books. See, that right there is what I'm talking about with the changes. You know, I talked about before when you would find quest items. Before, they all filled up your inventory instead of appearing over here like most of them do now. So that's interesting to find one that still shows up here in your inventory. I wonder if the other two will have things like that. All right, so now we need to find any other information. I'm going to take a quick break and take a look at the deeds and see if the Chamber Deep Thought has any description in either one of them. And I will be back in just a moment. Okay, the Chamber Deep Thought was not on any of the lists that we currently have, the deed list. In fact, none of these chambers are. So we've written back over here. The dolven-view is right over there. Palace of Name to an all to our left. And the path that we take to the crossroads. I'm thinking that right there is one of them. I know the other two are here. I think one's there. I think one is around that corner and a little bit more difficult to get to, if I remember correctly. So we are going to head up here. Can you get there from this side? Once again, like I said, it has been a number of years, probably 4 or 5 years since I did these quests. Oh, there we go. What is this? The Chamber of Wisdom. Okay. That was not where I was expecting to find it. I was thinking it'd be out there in that thing. Okay. So we found the Chamber of Wisdom now. Let's see what we get out of it. Find a broken tablet. Its inscription can still be discerned. What does the broken tablet say? Iron delivered to Nar Kaleb in Hadeth, on Hadeth. Copper and tin delivered to Narka. Quantities unacceptable. Complay something. Halted shipments until common. Ordered to resume mithril for Ong. There's a magic word. Igelbert gives him freedom to something boss around. Okay. Seems like a bunch of complaining more than anything in that one. Let's come out here. I'm going to make a lap around that central area, because that's where I was thinking that one of these chambers was. Let's see. Do we have any openings? Or is this just a... No idea what this is supposed to be. Let's not ride off into that chasm, okay? We've already taken one fatal face plant today. Let's not do another one. I wonder what this is. This is just some kind of a decorative pillar then. Some kind of a tower going up. Looks like the entrance to it, and in the... wonder, can I get down this way? Because I'm thinking the other one is over in this area. Ooh, good. We did not fall down any... We can't go back up that way, but at least we didn't fall down any chasms either. Oop, Moria soldier. You gonna attack me? Yes, you're going to attack me. But that's okay, because right up here, we've got guards. And I don't think you're going to follow me up that far. Alright, so there you see, we've come around the back way back up. Look at him streaking back across there. Okay, now we got to find this last chamber. Is it that one, perhaps? I just know the last one is a little more difficult to get to. And I think you have to go through, it could be over there as well. I think you've got to go through some of these orcs and all to get there. Yes, it is. Quite stunning and quite dangerous. So, I know it's not right here in the dolven-view. So let us try to make our way back around this way. That isn't it, is it? That's the cooling chamber, okay. There's some quests that will take us in there a little later. But we won't be able to enter it until we have those quests. There? Is that anything? Nothing that has a name or anything to it? No. Alright, let us continue following along this path. We're going to come around the backside. Try and see if there's any chambers or entrances around this way. Oh, we're going to stir up all the gatherers, aren't we? There we go. Let's come up this way, take a look. I think this just leads us into... We'll come on down this way. It looks like we can. Nope, that's just death that way. And there's probably just death this way, but we'll come down and take a look at it. There, it's always good to get a good look at death. Look it straight in the face and see what it is that's coming your way. So back on up. And, ooh, platform. You discovered khazad-dum. I'm sure that is something on our list, so we'll take a look at that. Khazad-dum. The Grand Plaza of Khazad-dum was once the heart of the Great Delving, surrounded by some of the most prestigious institutions and finest architecture within khazad-dum. This was from where the three paths out of the proud gates in the Great Delving meet. At the center stands a towering statue of a dwarf lord, heaving a hammer above his head for an overhand blow. The goblins' time in Moria cannot be ignored, but it may be overcome. For as long as goblins and the enemy have laid claim to khazad-dum, that statue has stood, hammer up, ready to strike back. More death to the left. Probably more death straight ahead. Yes. Lots and lots of chasms. Like I said, dwarves. Dwarves had to have built the Death Star. Look at all this. Look at all this just high-pitched death. Every direction. Right over there is a possibility. We'll check over there. It looks like that might be an archway there. We'll have to see if we can come back down past those guards and get right over there, maybe. Maybe that might be one of these chambers we're looking for is. Let's take a look and see if khazad-dum is on our list. I'm going to take a look and I will be right back. Okay, khazad-dum did have a name. It was on one of the list. It was on the list, the places of the Great Delving. So we have found it, and we will add it in to our travelogue style information there. In the meantime, let us see. That leads to the next zone over. See, we are right over here. And that goes to Zelen-Melek over here. We need to work our way back across and see if we can find this chamber we're looking for. Said, I'm wondering, could it be that one? Could it be that one? Is there a flight of stairs over this way that'll take you up there? No, there's not. Just more death. So let us head back around, down these stairs, and hopefully up a flight on the other side, and see if that's where we will have to go to get there. Now you see why we were taking all the back area through the side of the Palace of Nain. Because otherwise you have to go through these goblin camps. And it's not only having to go through the goblin camps, but the fact that they're more of a winding, roundabout way of getting here as well. Okay. So it actually is quicker to take the... Whoa! Oh, we've lost all our... I'm gonna just keep going this way. I don't feel like fighting 3 goblins right at the moment. We'll run this way and across the bridge if we have to. Make them leave us alone. They'll get bored here in just a moment. And they have abandoned the chase. Okay. But this is where we were heading. I'm wondering if this is the last chamber, the Chamber of Knowledge. So we're going to try to go through there and see if that could be where we need to go. See, they're not bad, but can you imagine doing that all the way across all these plazas between here and there? That is a pain in the ass. Major pain in the ass. Zatul Zahar. Alright, Sleeping Deep Claw. Ooh, you can see all the burrow holes where the deep claws have been digging around. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking this might be one of the places we're looking for, because look at all the books and everything stored about. This is definitely some big library type thing, all these sages' lockers about. Is this the Chamber of Knowledge? Yep, woke him up, didn't we? Once again, they're just aggroing as long as we get out of their range. They will quit with the whining. Let's try upstairs. Wow, it has been a while. Okay, this does not seem to be the place that we were looking for either. So next time, this episode's running a little long. So next time we will go back over toward the dolven-view. Ooh, dead dwarf. Bet we got a mission that leads us to go and find him. Burrowers, they must love the smell of paper. Alright, let's get out of this building. Next time we join you, somebody's papers. Ooh, that one starts a quest. Why don't we grab that while we're here? Come on, and got it. Ah, crap. I was trying to get it without... Accept? Alright. New quest, Riddles in the Library. Alright. I'm going to move back on over toward the bridge, get out of range of all this stuff. And next time we will move over this way and check all along that lower wall down below the guard center there and see if we can find the Chamber of Knowledge. And we'll have a look at Riddles in the library as well. So there you go. We will turn our back over here to the plaza, light up our pipe, and show the goblins just how much contempt we have for all the Moria soldiers and all. Thank you for coming along with me. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.